What's up, everybody? Squirrel Man's back again. Man, I got so much time to kill because I got stuck in this truck stop in Maryland, and it's snowing like crazy. I mean, I can already see like 6 inches of snow on the ground. It's crazy, and it's not letting up at all. I mean, it is coming down hard. So I don't have a run till tomorrow night, but at least I know I got a run now. But the reason why I wanted to make this video is because this is so ridiculous to me. How many of y'all go into little restaurants, and I mean restaurants that don't have waiters or waitresses, like a Subway or something, right? And they ask for tips at the little counter or whatever. And how many of y'all actually tip those people? I think that's insane. If you tip those people, you are a clown. You are a sheep. Like, hell no, I wouldn't do that. If you're a waitress and I see you running and gunning, I will absolutely tip you. Or waiter, I always tip waiters and bartenders and pizza people because I used to be a pizza guy. And I'll tell you what, because my wife was a waitress for years, and me and her used to get into these little disputes because at the time I was a pizza man, and I'd be like, this is like the world's biggest violin right here playing for the waitress, right? I'll tip the waitress, but don't expect me to feel sorry for it, right? Because as a pizza guy, you gotta carry the load, put it in your car, use your own gas, drive across town, however far it might be, walk up a million flights of stairs, and deliver that shit. And a lot of times you don't get tipped, right? And then you gotta drive all the way back. I had to put in all that work just to bring you your food, right? The waitress only had to carry it like 30 feet. You know, and we'd get into these little arguments. She's like, yeah, but they work so hard. I'm like, dude, you only had to carry it 30 feet. You know, you didn't have to bag it up. You didn't have to do any of that shit, right? And I know a lot of you, somebody watching this is going to get so irritated and they're going to side with my wife, but I don't care, right? That's not really the point of the video. The point of the video that I'm trying to say is, why are you tipping these people that don't deserve tips? These people that work in these sandwich places and all these other places that are probably getting $10, $12, $13 an hour, and then they're asking for a tip on top of that? Hell no, I'm not going to tip you. You are crazy. If you want a tipping job, go get a tipping job. You know, when I was a pizza man, I wasn't crying about it, you know, because I still made good money, even with the people that stiffed me. But this was also during the Trump years, man. I couldn't imagine being a pizza man right now with gas prices and everything the way it is. Yeah, I was a pizza man at the best time when Trump was president. Gas prices were low. Economy was awesome. It was right before COVID hit. It was the best time to be a pizza man. I was rolling in dough, man. I was making so much money, and it was all tax-free. But anyway, no, hell no, I'm not going to tip you just for rolling up a freaking sandwich or something, you know, that took you 5 minutes when you're still making 10 or 12 bucks an hour, you know? So how many of you agree with me? How many of you think that's absolutely crazy? Just because someone asked for a tip doesn't mean I'm just automatically going to tip you. You know, you got to do something to me that makes me feel like you really deserve a tip, you know? Couple weeks ago, I rode in a taxi with a guy. The taxi driver told me this hilarious story, right? Which I'm not going to tell, but the story was funny as shit, man. The dude had me dying laughing, man. And I tipped him $5 just because of that. You know, usually I don't really tip drivers, but I gave him that tip just because, man. I was like, dude, that was a fucking hilarious story, man. It was totally worth $5, you know, because it was only a 10-minute drive to the airport. But yeah, I don't know, like, my wife, she's crazy about tipping. We haven't gone out to eat in a long time, but man, when we did, she'd tip them everything. She'd always tip on percentage, which I understand sometimes, but hey, I don't care if my bill's $75. I'm not going to hand you like a $20 bill. I'm going to hand you what I think you were worth. You know, if you disappear, which waitresses do that shit all the time now, all the time. That's why I always order water as a side, even if I know I'm not going to drink it, because I know that waitress is going to disappear, and I'm going to be sitting there with the food, but nothing to drink, you know? So if you're a waitress and you're watching this, and you're always wondering why there's water sitting there after the people leave and they didn't drink it, that's why they do it, you know? So Please tell me your thoughts in the comments. If you got any funny stories, I want to hear them. All right, guys. Like. Share, subscribe. Common sense ain't common.